So I think something weird is going on with the British and Irish Lions, and I'm going to try and explain why I think that and give some potential reasons for it, but really I need some help. Am I imagining this and everything's okay? That is a possibility. Or if you think something's weird going on as well, why do you think it is and what is causing it? So I noticed this after the Argentina game where the Lions were indeed just chucking the ball around all over the place, not being direct enough. And I was thinking, well, clearly that's how they've been told to play. But then after the game, Andy Farrell admonished them for not being direct enough and not playing the way he wanted. And Maritoje indeed said the same. They're playing tippy-tappy rugby. And that was pretty weird, but then I didn't think too much of it. But then after the Waratahs game, the one just gone on Saturday, it was the same thing. The Lions flipping the ball around all over the place, especially when it wasn't on, forcing the pass and making more errors than you'd expect, but still forcing the pass. Again, the coaches admonished them publicly for not being direct enough. And it's pretty odd, to be honest. Both of those games, whether it's coincidence or not, we had no Finn Russell, we had the two English guys, the two Smiths. And is there something happening with the leadership on the pitch? Is there some disconnect in the coaches where one coach is telling them to force all the passes and another coach not, and it's all a little bit of a mess? But if a team is forcing passes, there is a potential explanation for it on a Lions tour, and Sam Warburton raised that on Sky as well, and that is it's worth overplaying in the non-test games to get your attacking reps. So then when you pull them out occasionally in the test matches, at least you tried them in a game situation. But that doesn't seem to be what the coaches are saying. They're saying they're overplaying. And then we go into the Owen Farrell thing when Elliot Daly got injured. They brought in a fourth fly half, Owen Farrell, and indeed it does look now like a fourth fly half because Marcus Smith came on at 10 in this game and they could have played Finn Smith all the way through because they've got Owen Farrell now. And I went through a load of reasons why calling up Owen Farrell didn't really make much sense rugby-wise because they weren't really gaining anything from the positions. He was out of form, he wasn't match fit. So it seems to me now that clearly there was something wrong or something that Farrell thought was wrong and he needed Owen Farrell. Now, many people have been accusing him of nepotism and maybe that is the case, but kind of it's like opposite of that actually. He knew he'd get a lot of stick. He knew his son would get a lot of stick for this call, but he still thought it was necessary. So he must think something is pretty serious. Now, of course, we're not in the camp. We don't know what's going on, but I think something is going on. And I think the most obvious explanation at the moment is he wants Owen Farrell to be an on-pitch kind of lieutenant extra coach and knock them into shape and knock off this overplaying and this error-strewn style. And maybe Sexton had something to do with this because they're both very spiky characters. And indeed they say Owen Farrell won't be available for the Brumbies game because of jet lag. But if you really needed him on the pitch, I think he could play on Wednesday. So I'm not sure about that one. It looks like he's been called in to whip something into shape in and around the team on the training pitch, and I think there must be a genuine problem that Andy Farrell is trying to fix. Now ultimately we don't know what's going on in camp, we can only speculate, which is fun, but I think something is going on. We don't know if the Owen Farrell move is ultimately a good or bad call, or we can measure it by his performances and results I guess, but I think something weird is going on and I want your help to try and work out why. If you like these sorts of videos, do like and subscribe, that would be great. And get in the comments what is going on, if anything. And I'll catch you next time.